What's up, guys? We got episode 19 here on the Burton Breaks podcast. We got a very special guest today. Used to be number 19 for episode 19. We got the Smith Cotton High School field goal record holder. He has also got the longest kick in Indianapolis Colts history, which is a pretty big feat considering there's been some pretty good Colts kickers. Blake Grupe, appreciate you coming on the podcast. Here we go.
Let's go. Appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely, yeah. Ferret's headset is all messed up, so he can't actually hear anything that Blake is saying, but I can hear all good. So Ferret's probably just gonna lead with some questions, and he'll watch it back when he's editing, and he'll get a lot of great knowledge from this.
Get to watch it twice, basically.
To hear yourself talk twice.
Yeah.
All right, we already asked the first question. We forgot we weren't recording, so Barrett's gonna start us over here, and we're gonna
There
get
you
right
go.
into it.
First question was at what point did you realize that you could go pro in like the NFL?
I didn't really know until I played a few years in college when I thought it might be real, because in high school I wasn't necessarily like a football player. We just kind of show up on Fridays and play. Went and had like one walk-on offer out of high school and took it to Arkansas State. It took me a few years there to really figure out how to be like a college football player and get kind of good. And once I had a good season in 2019, I thought, who knows what could happen. And then transferred to Notre Dame and, had an all right year there, but, did a good job and all the I guess pre-draft stuff they call it. Like I didn't go to the combine, but some of those like the pro days and the workouts and that kind of stuff, those are all a really big deal. And once I kind of went to those and started winning and actually starting to get some attention is when I really thought, I guess was when it got real. But my whole like transfer to Notre Dame was kind of like my first step to like really thinking I might be able to do something with it.
What percentage of NFL kickers do you think they started as soccer players? Like that seems like a very common trend.
Yeah, I would say probably all of them at
Really?
some point. Yeah, started as a soccer player. It's kind of tough. Like I've been asked like to give lessons from time to time, and it's like unless you really know how to strike a ball, it's tough to get somebody to like you kind of just have to figure that part out yourself, and then we can start to start to move on and worry about the rest of that kind of stuff. Because if you can't learn to strike a ball, and that's where you do kind of develop that through soccer, it's pretty hard to make it work.
At Arkansas State, saw that you were one of the semifinalists for Kicker of the Year in college football. What made you want to transfer to Notre Dame?
I always wanted to go test myself. Like at Arkansas State, I felt like I did everything I really wanted to do and could ever ask to do it like at school. Just from like an academic side, I got my undergrad and my master's, but also like started there for 4 years, earned a scholarship. Was like got some of the all conference stuff. Was a semifinalist for the Groza, and but at the end of the day, obviously everybody wants to go play like the highest level of college football. And I felt like, I was good enough to do that. And so once I entered the portal, I got reached out to by, a few different schools, and the whole process was crazy. But, next thing you know, I'm at Notre Dame and never really, it's crazy to think that I played there, just how like historic that program and how big of a deal it is.
Absolutely.
But, I got my helmet up there, but, yeah, I mean that year there was special. It was cold and snowy and at the start, and went through a lot. But it's awesome now to be a part of like that brotherhood of Notre Dame football players. Even though I was only there for a year, playing like even when you're playing against other guys throughout the league that spent their full careers at Notre Dame, they like seek you out. It's always cool to go see those guys.
For sure. And then, after Notre Dame, not many kickers get drafted. And if you do, you've got to be like one of the top prospects of all time. So what's that pre-draft, workout process like? And are you thinking like there's a chance I might not get signed to a team? What's going through your mind at that point?
Yeah, for sure. I knew just kind of due to my career, just kind of being up and down at times that, if I was going to give myself the best chance, I pretty much had to like blow every step, of the way after college, like out of the water. So, and not going to the combine definitely didn't help me. So I went to like this little, it's called like a honor combine. It's out in Arizona. It's like for guys that didn't go to the combine basically. And so I went out there and won that. And that was kind of like the first step. But I was living up in Buffalo for like 2 months in like February and March. We just go kick. We actually kicked in the Bills indoor, but yeah, we just lived there, kick at night, and just kind of like training, being around some of those type of guys. And then went out to Florida for a month, and that's how I got started getting ready for like the pro day stuff. Then I had a pro day, had a really good pro day there at Notre Dame. And then that led to, interview process, like an interview with the Rams, the Vikings, workout with the Rams, workout with the Bears, all kinds of. It's crazy how once you like start getting a little attention, almost like snowballs. Next thing you know is the draft, and I had a few different teams that were reaching out asking for like the draft day phone number, and then um, signed undrafted. There's actually 3 kickers drafted my year, so that's kind of wild.
That is crazy.
So that kind of it just kind of depends on the number of quality guys coming out, and also like the availability of jobs, like what teams are looking for that kind of stuff for kickers. So it's a mix of all kinds of stuff, and it's truly you're truly like blessed, and a lot of stuff has to go the right way for you to to have a chance, and it's just kind of crazy to look back at it all, I guess now.
Did you have a backup plan? If there wasn't a team that was willing to sign you or something?
No, not necessarily. I figured I'd just kind of. I mean, yeah, I had something like I had my master's in business, and so I had some of that kind of stuff, and I made a lot of relationships along the way, and so I kind of devoted like a good 6 months to this, and so I figured I'd look at the rest of that when it's over, but I'm gonna give everything I can to it, and then worry about the rest. So obviously, it's easy to say now. I didn't really have a backup plan, but I mean, I did. I had some, relationships, people I would have called on, and who knows, man? It's crazy. Like the fact that I even, this is what I do for a living. Is still definitely a blessing.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, we're definitely gonna get to some more football questions, but we are a sports card company. You're definitely one of the biggest collectors that's, actively a player in the NFL as well. Why don't you lead us with a question here, Mr. Can't Hear Anything?
All right, we'll go. I know you're collecting the optic rainbow of yourself, and I did see on your Instagram today you posted another picture of like the rocket ship emoji. How far are you in that for the
Yeah,
optic
I'd have
collection?
to let me look at that one real quick. I keep like a good notes. It's an app that I take notes on for meetings and during the season, but I have like an extra little folder notebook in there that's like I like screenshot the checklist and put it in there so I can go and
Cool.
yeah. And
For
so I
those who
got
don't know
my
what a rainbow basically means you're trying to get every parallel of that card. So
yeah.
for optic, you got the gold vinyl 101, you got the green out of 5, the gold out of 10. I mean, there's the aquas, the lime greens. There's tons of different stuff. Are you going for like the optic choice ones too, like the nebula and stuff like
Yeah, I mean,
that?
I'll try to chase everything. Like you can I'll kind of, I don't know if you'll be able to see it here, but this is like my checklist from Select, and that one's like 43. And so you can see all kinds of dots and grades. I think the pink one, I have all of them except for one. And then the pink checks are like PSA 10. So that's like the next level after
Which
you
one's
got
the
them.
one you don't have?
It's the Tiger, like first off the
Oh,
line Tiger.
that's tough.
And I've never seen it. Like
So
it's
you've
not like
gotten the
I've
one of ones, but you haven't gotten the tiger.
yeah, I got all 4 101s. I have everything, and I have everything in a 10 except for like 4 or 5 of them. Like in 2 out of 5s, I don't have it in 9. Cosmic out of 9. So yeah, that's the select one. I got 38 out of 42 that are PSA 10s. And I got 41 out of 42 on the checklist.
If anyone sees the FOTL tiger, Blake
Dude,
Grupe, we
been
need
looking
that.
at it. Been looking for it. But here's the optic one. So I guess I haven't updated this one a little bit. I probably have 8, 9, 10 somewhere in there, the 35 so far. But one of them is the 101 already, so that's a good
That's the
start.
biggest one.
There's 3 101s. There's a black gold vinyl and a nebula. So, but
What would the black be from?
I don't know actually, but it's on the
Is that like
checklist.
retail?
Maybe.
Oh, I think it's probably like the premium stock set. Like they do it's probably like the Black Stars where they do a premium set and then they get
Mm.
one of every player in there.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, it's the full
Maybe,
deal.
maybe we'll
Yeah, those
see.
are tough to find. I actually watched some breaks of those last kind of circuit of
Hmm.
the objects, but it's kind of crazy how much you learn when you are chasing a rainbow or chasing like a full set or whatever. It's crazy how much you learn. And to somebody that's not like in the hobby or whatever, it's like you're speaking Chinese at them. But yeah, it's been fun, and that's kind of why I made that special like that side Instagram where I like my sports car Instagram and stuff like that, where I just use that to connect with people and try to build relationships, and it's been pretty fun. It's like a little side gig.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, being able to chase your own rainbow has got to be pretty insane.
Yeah, it's
But
nuts.
for being a collector in the NFL, do you have any teammates that also maybe collect, whether it's Pokemon or sports card or anything, or
There's
do
a
they
few.
share thoughts with you about it at all?
Yeah, in New Orleans, Brian Brzee was a big card guy. He basically just goes into those whatnot like repack breaks, and he's hit some insane stuff. But I don't know what he had. Like you also strike out on those as well. So,
Yeah,
but no, he's hit some insane cards. Like it's crazy. He just sends me screenshot, and it's like a Bobby Witt rookie PSA 10, this and that. It's insane. But Jamal Williams is a big Pokemon guy. I never really talked to him about that.
yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about Pokemon, but yeah. And then I don't know if there's anybody in Indy. I was only there for a few weeks, but yeah, I'm sure. I think deep down, there's always a few people that might deep down have their, at least at the very least, like a few of their own stuff that people have sent to them, whether it's like through the mail signing and stuff, and they just keep a few or whatever. But it's just like you guys know as well. Everybody at one point when they were a kid probably collected at some point, and
For
so
sure.
if you're a player and you're playing now, and like you're telling me that I have a card somewhere, you're probably gonna make an effort to go get that.
Yeah, everyone's got to have like at least one card. Maybe some people truly don't care, but I mean
Yeah,
that just like if you ever made it to the top of the top, how do you not like every kid always thinks when they get a card as a kid, imagine if I had one of these someday or something. So
yeah,
I think everyone's lying if they said they've never wanted to have their own card or something like that. That's always got
no
to be a
doubt.
pretty cool thing. And then
Mhm.
let's let you put in a question. I want you to be a
I got
little
a fun
engaged
one.
over there.
I got a fun one.
Oh yeah.
Although I can't hear it, I can't wait to hear it when I'm going to edit this video. There was a video going around of you on a punt return or kick return getting smoked by Noel on the Texans. We wanted to hear your thoughts about this because it's the best video we've ever seen in our life. Like, was it like painful?
Yeah,
Like, what was going through there?
yeah, that was week 18 of this year. I've never been afraid to stick my neck in there, and on that one, so usually when I do go to make a tackle, I get like a good running start. I try to time it up to where I have about the most momentum as I possibly can, and then take my shot. And as a kicker in general, let alone like, a guy my size, like you're just supposed to go low. And so looking back on it, I should have dove more for the knees, but I was kind of on a streak of like that'd been my fourth tackle in my career. If like I think I have three or four now. I think I have four, and then that would be my fifth. But yeah, I tried to hit the guy. I actually did exactly what I wanted to. I put my head across. I hit him with my left shoulder. Did exactly what I was trying to do, but I had no business hitting him, at the hip, and I didn't really get as much of a running start as I usually do, and I left my feet. So once I had made contact, I've always kind of spun after, even back like high school, if I ever tackled anybody. Like when I hit somebody, I usually like spin out. I think I had a tackle against the Giants this year in New Orleans, and even I spun on that one, but no, that one didn't get any traction because I actually made the tackle. But of course, the one I get blown up, like the NFL invited me on a like a collaborator post. Like I'm gonna accept that one,
No
me
way.
getting buried. Like what are we doing? But the funniest part about that is I really thought I hit him, and I was like, how'd that guy not go down? And I did hit him, obviously. I just bounced off. He didn't go anywhere. And so I get to my phone like after the game, and I look at the video, and I'm like, oh no, that looks horrible. I had no idea that's like what it looked like. I thought I just like, hit him and he like broke the tackle versus like, bouncing off. So
It's
it's a
like
tough
one of
one.
those things in basketball. Like, are you not supposed to try and block the shot when you're about to get dunked
Exactly.
on? You got to go up for it. Sometimes that's
Exactly.
just gonna happen.
Yeah, and I got no shame in it, to be real honest. I'll do it again. I'm always gonna throw my head in there. It's like more respect from guys for doing
Of
that kind of
course.
stuff than if you were to like, try to trip them or something. I don't know. They always say
What's
just
like the
by all
coach's
means
instruction
possible.
if they say, they get past the first line of defense? Like, what do they instruct you to do? Are you just supposed to dive at their
Yeah,
knees
I've
or?
I've always like the number one rule is kind of like don't let them beat you down the sidelines because if they beat you down the sideline, then they're gone. So if you make them cut back at all, just slow them down to the best you can. But some coaches will tell you by all means possible, trip them, grab them by the face mask, do whatever you got to do to get them down because nobody that ruins everybody's day if they return a kick on you.
Yeah.
But also those probably comes with fines, so I'm probably gonna try and just hit them the right
Yeah,
way.
right.
But one of these days, dude, one of these days I'm gonna catch somebody, and I don't know who it's gonna be. I'm gonna catch them when they're not looking or something. But I'm always gonna try. I might bounce off. I might have 5 more clips where I just get absolutely like blown up, but I'm never gonna shy away from that one.
I love that. What were your thoughts on the new kickoff rules?
I liked it. I never had a problem with it. It was actually our coach in New Orleans at the time. He's kind of a big part of like implementing it, and so me personally, it saved your body from not having to hit like these full effort, max effort kickoffs. Kicking out the back of the end zone because that was the standard. Yeah, it's just how it is. That's how strong guys have gotten. And for me, I could do it, but like it took a lot, and like I could feel it on my body after my rookie year because we still had it my rookie year, and I actually enjoyed it because that's like a pretty hyped up moment for us. Like max effort, go out there and try to just smoke a ball. But also, so one, it saves your body, and for two, also for the rest of the guys, if they didn't change and make a change to the rule, they probably wouldn't. They probably would have just got rid of kickoff with
Yeah.
the NFL uses it as like an injury play and all that kind of stuff. So it creates more action for fans, and two, it allows gives more plays for other special teams guys to make plays. It creates opportunities for those backup linebackers and backup tight ends and backup safeties and stuff like that are your core special teams players. It gives them more opportunities to go down and make plays, make tackles, and at the end of the day, like get paid and continue to advance their career.
Absolutely. Back to the card side of thing a little bit. I know you signed in Immaculate this year. Was that your first time doing autographs for a product?
Yeah, I did those. I signed all those last summer. That was like I think I did 1,500 at the time. Those are all yeah. So that's that. I've seen those auto stickers in Immaculate, and then they did a Panini Instant deal after that 60 with Indy when we
I
played
saw
at
that, yeah.
Seattle. And I got those. Those haven't even like shipped out yet. I need to check on those. I don't have those yet, but actually the 101 out of Immaculate sold on eBay like 2 days ago at like 200 something, like a little over 200.
There you
And
go.
I thought it ended the next day, so I didn't win it. I didn't even bid on it because I wasn't gonna. I've done made the mistake before where I tried to be the winner the whole time, and then I cost myself versus just trying to jump in at the end. And so I had my days switched up. I got all kinds of stuff going down here. I'm like, buying, moving houses and
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So a lot going on. But anyways, I thought it was the next day, and so I don't know who has it. I reached out to the guy and told him like, hey, whoever won it, just let it. I'm not trying to buy the card off of them. I mean, I will if they want me to, but you know, um, I like knowing where they're at. I just like that's like how I said, like building connections and making connections with people. And so I like trying to make those deals. I need to figure out who's got that one because it's kind of cool. It's got like blue foil on it. It's pretty neat.
So you said that you were signing them last summer. How long before the product release did they have you signing those autos?
Well, I did those in probably June, middle of June is when I got it.
And
And
Immaculate
then
released probably what, a couple months
yeah,
ago?
Immaculate was the first one it was in, and so I don't know. I don't know. I've always kind of wondered that what the timeline and all that stuff is.
So
Um,
when you were signing them, you didn't even necessarily know it was for
no,
Immaculate, or did
yeah,
you?
I had no idea what they were for. I was just signing 1,500 stickers.
That's crazy.
And then on like a few of them, I have a picture of them, but like I did like my own set of out of tens on them. I put
Mm,
like follow me at Groupie Collects and put my my Instagram on there, and then numbered those out of 10. And then I did like a Who Dat one at the time I was in New Orleans. I did a bounty or like a redeem at the card shop down here actually, like House of Cards NOLA. And then I did one for I don't know if I can. I mean, for Hunt Breaks, I guess that's who
yeah,
I.
he's a great
So
guy.
those
We
are
had him on the
those
pod a
are
couple of weeks ago.
yeah, those are good dudes. So I did a redeem at Hunt Breaks deal and a few other ones. So but yeah, so I hope
But
those
they
come
didn't
out
put
soon.
those
But
ones in yet.
no, I haven't seen them. I thought maybe like the one usually like if you're gonna put like an inscription one, it might be a 101 or something like that. But I haven't seen any yet. So I'm looking forward to it because if those bounty ones can somehow get out there, I think that'd be pretty cool.
I feel like from the Panini side of things, why would you not want that to go out there, right? Like that'd be super
Yeah,
cool. Great promotion.
exactly.
I mean,
So
people would be talking about it. The buzz would be out.
yeah.
See, sometimes I think they just try and be like too official. Everything's got to be neat and perfect. No, we got to have some fun things out there.
Well, you
Panini,
got to
put
put it
those in
on.
the next product.
Yeah, you got to put it like if you're doing that, if you're like signing on card stuff, that's your chance to do it. Don't
Right.
tell them you're gonna do it. But yeah, those would be cool. So I posted some about it. I didn't really get much traction on it, but yeah, like because they did. I guess they've used 100. They used like an out of 99 for the immaculate numbers, and then the 101, and then I don't know how many of they did 99 or 150. I guess what I'm saying is there's a good amount of stickers left.
There's a ton of stickers left.
There's a ton of stickers left. There's obviously over 1,000 left. They've probably only used a couple hundred of them. So
How
who
long
knows?
does it take to sign 1,500 autos?
Not much for me.
Really?
Yeah. I kind of have two signatures. Like I have like a full one, to like take my time on if it's like a jersey or it's just like a one off. But on those, I did just like a BG. But I didn't do like the AR or
Oh, there's some bad ones out there.
yeah, dude, there's some bad ones. Those drive me nuts. Like the Frank Gore Juniors and those or I think that's who it is, the FGH or
Yeah.
those drive me nuts. And so I like, come on guys, take some pride in this. But that's just me being a collector as
I
well.
always think about like there's probably, for the players that are in every single product, there's got to be guys that are signing. I mean, sometimes you have 1,000 autos in one product. Like
there's no telling how many stickers those guys sign. If I got 1,500
during the season, but
yeah, I try to knock all that out. They send you like a pen. They send you like a manila folder with all the stickers kind of like on sheets in there. And then they give you a blue pen, sometimes like a backup one, and you have to get it like notarized or like an affidavit deal that like it is you and like you send it back. So
I didn't know that.
I had a lot of fun with it.
You have to get an affidavit.
Yeah, you have to have somebody like stamp it, the whole deal.
Yeah, because I know there was an issue back in the day that Luka Doncic's mom was actually the one signing the autos. So maybe
there's something with Messi too, wasn't it?
Was it? I mean, I guess I can't blame them. If they're, it's kind of crazy, but
yeah.
Why don't you hop in with a question here, man?
I'm gonna try to not repeat anything that's been said. So.
Oh yeah, you have no idea what's been said.
I have no idea what's been said. Let's see. It's a good way to put it.
I just think about you just sitting over there, just
wondering
dead
what's
silent,
being
talked about.
I'm trying to
he's drifting off over there.
Away. Yeah. No.
You can get something great here.
Get something great. I've been thinking. It gives me time to think.
I'll give him one. When you're in the locker room, obviously, if I was in the locker room with NFL guys, I might be a little starstruck. How separated is it, from the special teams unit to your quarterback room, your offenses, from film rooms to on the field to practice to game time to stuff? Are you really involved with anything other than just your own vicinity, or is it still kind of like that team bond like you might have in high school or something?
Yeah, I would say, every locker room is different. Every guy is different, but in my experience, like I'd see myself as another one, like just another one of the guys. I try to be as present and connect with the guys as much as possible, So obviously those guys are in, a lot more meeting time than we have, but like in Indy, there's a big ping pong table in the middle. And so we'd be playing ping pong stuff right before a lift, and then like, one of the starting linebackers might hop in. Just like, little stuff like that. That just helps build your relationships, and not like bouncing around practice. Like I like every once in a while just to run around with the water bottle, and once I'm done for the day, or if it's an off day, like just little stuff like that I feel like is really good for the guys to like go connect with those guys and show them that you're working, show them that you care, show them you're not just like doing nothing. But like when you say like starstruck, like to see, especially as a rookie, like I remember when I was a rookie and like the first like Derek Carr showed up, Taysom, like my rookie year when all those guys showed up, like in one day, like Alvin Kamara, Derek Carr, Tyrann Mathieu, Cam Jordan, Demario Davis, Olave, like it's and it's kind of crazy actually. The Saints have a lot of big names, but like it's all of a sudden one day they like all showed up, and as I'm sitting there as a rookie, like holy cow, And so obviously I'm used to it more now. But that it never gets old, seeing some of those guys that you either obviously watch on TV, watch on film, guys you've watched. Like, Phillip Rivers showed up, like second week I was there. Like that's one thing I learned about the NFL is literally anything and anything in your wildest dreams, it can happen at any point. Like you just have no idea. Like at any point you're like a snap of the fingers away from something crazy. And so that's kind of the best part about it. But yeah, it's crazy to see a lot of those guys that you grew up playing against or you see, on social media, and all of a sudden now you're either on the field with them, in the locker room with them, and that's some of the coolest parts to get to know some of those guys.
Something I've always wondered about, a little bit off topic here, but I feel like it's so common now at the end of the game, if you got a game-winning kick or a game-tying kick lined up, for the coach to want to ice the kicker. But wouldn't you almost expect to get it? So
Yeah.
would you think it'd be more, would you be more thrown off if they did or didn't call the timeout?
I mean, I don't want to give away secrets to my own, I guess, but
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
I like in like I seriously like I it doesn't bother me one bit to get iced. Like if anything, it'd be like getting to line up a free throw or getting to line up anything, and then right before you're about to do it, they just like pause it and you get to go through that whole process again. So like
Yeah.
if you ask me, I've always felt this way. If you ask me, like it's I feel better about getting ice because it's like you get to go through the whole process again. You get to get a lot of those nerves out. Maybe you get to, really like for the first one out there. Like I remember, like right for that kick in Seattle. Like I mean, I was obviously juices were flowing. I was pumped up before, but like obviously I was feeling the nerves. I was feeling the weight of the moment and all that kind of stuff. And so, um, I guess wouldn't bother me one bit. I think they actually might have iced me up, and no, they wouldn't have there because they were getting the ball back. Anyways, I've been iced before, and it didn't bother to like one bit.
What
It
would you
actually
say is the most, maybe the most, would you say the one in Seattle was the most impactful kick of your career?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest one, like most recently, especially in the NFL. We all sucks we didn't win the game, obviously, but just for the way my year went and just how everything was going on at that place in that environment. Philip Rivers was the quarterback. Like, I mean, there's so many cameras at that game. It
And
was
now Seattle just won the Super Bowl.
Seattle just won the Super Bowl. I mean, that was a really big moment. Had some big moments, that were big to me in college. Like my very first bowl game was like the Arizona Bowl, and I like missed a 47 in the first half, missed something else in the first half, and I was like a walk on at this point. And then like they didn't send me out. They actually ran like a fake throw to like an O lineman on fourth down, like the 5 yard line instead of kicking a field goal. So they tried to run that, didn't work. So then I'd sat like the whole second half and kicked. I had like a field goal with like 3 seconds left to tie the game, push it to overtime, and that was the most nervous I've ever been for like any rep. And but that was kind of like my first rep of like you can do this, and that was kind of like if you like say like what was like my turning point, like when I really thought I could do it, like when I really started to get serious really about it. It was like start I guess take off like turning point. That was it.
How far was that kick?
It was like a 38 yarder, in the Arizona Bowl and on December whatever with nobody in the stands against Nevada. But still, for me in that moment, like with everything that had gone down through that season and everything, like that was a huge moment for me in my career.
Who would you say is the greatest kicker of all time?
I'm gonna have to go with Vinatieri on that one. Not just because I'm with Indy and I collect a lot of Vinatieri, and he just got into the Hall of Fame. So, um, but I got to actually meet him for the first time when I was in
That's very
Indy
cool.
this year. That was nuts. Like I had no idea he was coming, and I just got done kicking at practice, and they're like, "Hey, come over here and meet the goat." And I was like, I looked over, and he's just standing there. I'm like, "Holy cow!" But I had to go with Vinatieri, and then like to get into the hobby, like it's really cool because he's one of like the few kickers they actually make like a lot of
He's got a
product for.
downtown.
Yeah, I have one. I have
That's
whatever the
awesome.
optic of last year. I had like a black Pandora of it, the Legends downtown, like black and white on the black Pandora looks pretty good. So that's neat. But yeah, it's pretty cool. He's always been a favorite of mine. And then you throw in now after playing in Indy, getting to meet him, like getting into the hobby and getting a bunch like collecting a bunch of his stuff. I mean, it's I'd have to go with him.
I mean, that's got to be pretty surreal. You had the GOAT kicker play for the franchise that you now hold the record for. That's pretty
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That next week I did a podcast with like, people throughout the Saints, and he was in there before me, and he was, they were asking Adam Vinatieri about me and what he was doing during that kick, and to hear him from his perspective, said he was like sitting on like in at his house and his couch, and he was telling me how he went nuts, when I made it, and just I mean, like what a story, to hear
That's
that, and
awesome.
one of your greats, one of the guys you always looked up to. It's pretty cool.
You wanna throw one in there?
I'll throw one in there. You might have talked about this. I'm not.
We'll let you
don't
know.
I want to know what the toughest like stadium or the toughest defense to kick against is. Like if there is one.
Yeah, defense wise, don't really buy. You don't give them like the time of day. Like they might be trying to talk to you across the line, but that is what it is. Hardest to play against, or like hardest environment, I would say. Seattle's definitely up there. That just with their environment there is really cool. Kansas City is a really cool environment. Um, but if you're just talking about like sheer like difficulty to make a kick in, Chicago is definitely up there. Green Bay at times can be up there. We had a kick like a 54 or something. I missed it at Chicago this year, and it was like gusting.
Windy City.
I would love to know the wind that was like across my face and into. It was like coming like across and at my face, and so I aim it at the right upright because I'm like, there's no way this thing is not, drifting with this wind right here, drifting right down the middle. And I hit it exactly where I wanted it, as hard as I possibly could. I could not have done anything better on my part. And somehow this ball went dead straight through like a 20, 30 mile an hour wind from 50 some yards out and actually curled behind it. It's almost like I hit it too well. Like I knew at some point it was going to go right to left. And so it's almost like I hit it too well, and it was straight enough for almost too long. And then like it was way up into the net for like it might have actually probably been one of the hardest balls I've ever hit because I knew the difficulty of it. And then I hit it so well that like the wind and what I was playing for it couldn't like grab it because like the ball speed. And so that's like the most frustrating part. You do exactly what you want to do, and it doesn't work out in that instance. But yeah, so that I guess when I think of that, I think of Chicago. So and they need to go build a dome up there for us kickers. That'd be great.
What would you say is like the most underappreciated aspect of kickers? Kickers is one of those it's one of those jobs where everyone's gonna shit on you if you miss a kick, but nobody really. Yeah, sometimes you'll get some hype for hitting a big one, but I feel like you don't really get the same love as most other positions for making a big play.
It's kind of, you bring that up, like the Super Bowl, like Jason Myers made 5 field goals, and they give the MVP to Kenneth Walker, which also obviously Kenneth Walker had 150 yards and should have probably had a touchdown at the end of the game there. And by no means like do I think Jason probably should have got MVP because it's just the Super Bowl in the NFL and they're going to give it to a running back. But like if you know, say Darnold had 5 touchdown passes or somebody had 5 this or 5 that, like that is, they're getting.
Yeah, wasn't 5 the record?
5 field goals is a Super Bowl record. Like anybody else makes a Super Bowl record with anything, they're probably getting it, at their impact. And Jason's a great guy, and so that would have been good for the brand for Jason to rip off a Super Bowl MVP. But the most like underappreciated, I'd say, is probably like just I guess like the battle within yourself to like of your routine of like trusting yourself no matter what's going on. It's really easy when something like maybe doesn't go your way to start changing yourself, doubting yourself, change your routine, change what you're doing, change all that. And I think that really applies like to my year. I had this year where I was just kind of up and down. Had the best training camp I've ever had. Was hitting the ball probably, still am probably hitting the ball better than I ever have. And then it just like was not translating to the field. And that was driving me insane because I think I missed 4 live kicks in practice the entire season. 1 in OTAs, 1 in training camp, and 2 during the regular season, like on practice, like in front of the team. And so when you're kicking it that well, you're doing that well, and it's not translating to the game, it's very easy to start doubting yourself or to say that, you can't do this or whatever. And so that mental battle that you almost have to have with yourself that you can do it and to trust yourself and do all that, I'd say that's kind of maybe where the difference maker, or where, some people either make it or they don't. And so that's kind of been my little edge that I always felt like I had. That's kind of got me to this point.
Taking it back to your rookie year, was there like somewhat of a competition? Like you were going against another kicker in practice camp, or how did it go?
Yeah, because I was undrafted, so they don't owe you nothing really. And obviously, I see some promise or some potential in you, but I showed up. The Saints had Will Lutz, who was here for like 7 or 8 years at that point. Been a Pro Bowler. Pretty sure he's been an All-Pro here. But anyways, like Will, Big Nuts Lutz, they called him. Like Will was a good player, still is a good player, been doing it for a long time. And, but he was their guy here, and new coaches. So I come in with, a new staff, not really, but like, Dennis Allen was our head coach. I come in as an undrafted guy, not really owed nothing, and so like I said, I just kind of like gave everything at it. And so just pretty much did everything I could, competed. I hit a game winner against the Chiefs in the preseason. I went perfect in the preseason game, showed what I could do. And then next thing you know, they're trading, Lutz to Denver on cut day, and it's all of a sudden it's just so once that news got out, then that's like when it gets real. Before that you're just competing and you're trying to make it, and all of a sudden it's like it's real, it's here. You're the guy. You got to deal with media. You got to deal with people telling you you're not worth this. They should have kept them. They should have done this. And that's where you got to tune out all the social media and try to do all that. But yeah, I mean that whole rookie year was just insane because you go from your college season to training to living here, living there, in a hotel for 2 months, into a training camp, and like it's just so much is going on. And it's hard to navigate that, and then still also be at your best. And so, but that's how some people make it, some people don't. So I was able to do it obviously good enough. And so here we are going to year 4 now.
So you're in New Orleans right now.
I am in New Orleans, yeah.
So how crazy is that? Like the business side of everything, that you have a home in New Orleans, you're building a life in New Orleans, and then halfway through the season, you're a team captain, and then next you're looking for another job.
Yeah, it's like they always say it's a business and nothing's personal, and at the end of the day, results are what matter. I can't blame them for how everything went, but it's crazy, And so my girlfriend's from down here, her family's from down here, and so it was really easy for us, and being just everything that I'd been through the NFL had been here and been kind of seamless. I've just been kind of working through it all, and all of a sudden, like one day it stops. And then, so I was out of a job for 1 week. And the next thing you know, I'm on a flight to Indianapolis, and I'm working out I'm flying there on Monday. I'm working out against Justin Tucker on Tuesday. I'm practicing Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, flying Saturday, playing Sunday in Jacksonville. And it's just.
So what's that workout like when you're like Justin Tucker's also one of the greatest kickers of all time, You're fighting for a job against one of the GOATs. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think it was like a 15 kick script they put us through. So we went back, and you basically just compete. It's like a script, and you compete. They after the workout, you go do your medicals, and they check you out, make sure nothing's wrong, and then you kind of just wait to make the decision. So it's a long day. I think the workout was at 9, and I don't think they made their final decision until around like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So we were just sitting there waiting. So it's the business. It is what it is. But on the other hand, I got to meet Justin Tucker. So
that's pretty cool. Was there any other teams that you felt like you had an opportunity to potentially go to?
Yeah, I mean, I knew there was a few teams that were either on like their second kicker, or their guy, is like he's already injured or something like that. You always know that. And I knew my name would be towards the top of the list, but I obviously knew, due to what had happened and what's going on this year, I'd have to go somewhere and compete and do a workout and show them that what I can do. And so, but I knew Indy was one of them. I knew, there's a few other teams that, I thought might be a possibility as they're looking into the playoffs and looking for guys like that. And so, yeah, there's a few others, but it's always, you don't wait. You just snatch up your first opportunity you can and try to run with it.
Love that. As far as sports cards go, you obviously collect yourself a lot. You seem to collect some other kickers. Is there other players or other sports that you collect, or are you pretty much strictly football?
Yeah, let me look at it. I got like almost like a little case on the wall. There's some stuff. I'm from Missouri, and so there's some Kansas City stuff in there. Kansas City Royals and a few Chiefs guys. Old teammates. Whether guys I played with at Notre Dame. Stuff like that. I'm a big Tim Tebow guy, and so I got like a Tebow kaboom, like a baseball kaboom. Not many people know that's out there.
That one, the Mets one.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I think that one's like a PSA 9. Justin Steele is a collector. He's a baseball pitcher. That's another guy you should probably maybe get on the podcast. He'd probably do it.
That would be cool.
He's
with the Cubs.
He's with the Cubs. Yeah, he's been an all-star with the Cubs. He had an arm surgery last year, but he's a good dude. But yeah, I actually have a kicker booklet too. It's like a National Treasures kicker booklet. It's I think it's numbered out of like 5 or something like that. But it's pretty cool. I got a lot of stuff that obviously most people probably wouldn't care about. Nobody's collecting a kicker booklet, but I've got some cool stuff. I got some New Orleans people, obviously, but it's all connections. Whether they're teammates, guys you've always been a fan of, like Tebow, Kansas City stuff. My grandpa was a big Mickey Mantle guy, so I've I think it's a 52, but it's like not the 52. It's like a replica.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, it's got a 52 over here. No, it's like it's like a gold one. It's like almost like they remade it and put it in product a while back. And so, but it's maybe it's not a 52. Let me look at it actually.
Pull it up. Let's see it.
I'll grab it. See if I don't knock all this stuff down. Hold on. It's in one of those big cases, so I got all kinds of shit stacked in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know. Honestly, I have no idea what this is. It's a replica of something, but.
Oh yeah, I've seen those before. It basically is the 1952. I think it's just like a reprint version.
Yeah, it's an 08. It's out of 08 tops, and then it's numbered to.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, it's numbered to something. So, yeah, I saw that one and just thought of my grandpa there. He's the one that got me into it, and so.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I got all kinds of stuff. It's been really neat. I need to. I haven't done it yet, but like I got like a Cam Jordan like out of 15 Purple Stars optic, and I was gonna like have him sign it and then go send it off. So I might have lost my chance on that one, but there's some cool ones, just stuff like that. Guys that I made a relationship with, guys I played against, play with, guys I have a lot of respect for. Cam Little and Jake Bates are two of my good buddies. So
Ooh, we love Jake Bates over here.
Yeah. You guys being Lions fans, so they both played with each other at Arkansas, and then I've known both of them for a while now.
Team?
Yeah,
that's insane. How does that work? If you're two of the best kickers,
Jake was the kickoff. Jake was the kickoff guy.
Really?
So, yeah, Jake didn't kick a single college field goal actually.
I did not know that. You can't hear this, but that's actually pretty crazy. He said Jake Bates has never kicked a college field goal.
Yeah,
he's just the kickoff guy.
He's just the kickoff guy, and obviously, like, always practiced it. Yeah, and obviously always practiced and stuff like that, but like never had a college game rep field goal. And so he was up there in Buffalo training with us, and so his route was a little different. He went through the XFL or UFL, whatever it was called. Had his Michigan Panthers moment, and then gets to go straight into Detroit in the same stadium. Like, that guy's story is awesome, and Jake's a great dude, and so, nothing but good things to say about the both of them. We were both golfing in Jacksonville like 2 weeks ago. We were all down there, so that was a good time.
Yeah, we love Jake Bates. He's had some really good moments for the Lions.
He has. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, I mean, Cam Little, obviously one of the biggest legs in NFL history. How far do you think that in 20 years kickers are going to be able to kick field goals from? Because it seems to get
I don't know.
every year.
It's nuts to see someone like these high school kids coming out and like they're just ripping 60s like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
And they're kicking like high school balls, which NFL balls fly a little better because they're bigger. So it's insane to see like what kids are doing nowadays, and what guys like Cam will hit like 70. I've seen him hit way over 70 before. He hit that 73 or 75, whatever it was, like in pregame in Denver. Cam is like, his leg talent is just ridiculous, and it's nuts. It's crazy to watch, really. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Like, one of these days they're gonna either, somebody's gonna make some stupid rule where they're gonna narrow the uprights or do something dumb, try to make it harder on us. I'm sure they'll have an owners meeting or something on it.
What happens in 25 years when people are striping 80-yard field goals?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't know. The day 80-yarders become a standard, I won't have a job. So hopefully it's not anytime soon. So I'm good from about 60. I'm good from about 65 if I really need it. So I don't. The 70s that's uncharted territory. I've hit it before, like in a windy day in Florida, but. Yeah, to rip 70 in a real game and 68, 67, it's just nuts.
That's insanity. What do you got? What do you got? Any question over there? You curious about anything that you can't hear?
I'm curious about a couple things. Everything actually. But I was curious about when you miss a field goal, what goes through your mind as to like reset and to just forget about what just happened and just like focus on the next thing?
Yeah. It's obviously not easy. The first thing is I come to the sideline, or first thing, and once I see it's not going on, there's probably some choice words that are happening. So that's, and that's because it's never a good thing. But No, I usually you kind of almost have to have a process for when something bad happens, just like you have a process for preparing and something good happens. But what I usually do is I usually just go directly back to the sideline, directly into the net, almost do like a frustration anger kick, and just get it all out, and then try to move on. Because at the end of the day, that's all you can do mid game, and so it's never fun. Nobody wants to do it, but we've all been there, and so you just kind of work through it. Obviously, try not to let it carry in and leak into the next rep, or just try to put it behind you because that's you basically it's a little easier when you think about it, the fact that you have no choice. So like if you don't move on, you'd let this carry on, and it's not good for you or anybody. So yeah, you just get over it, I guess is the best way to do it. You get over it, and all you want to do is get another opportunity to go out there and correct it, I guess.
You hear that?
No.
No, I didn't think so. Let's throw another question out there.
Damn. Okay.
You got to contribute in some form here.
Yeah,
I believe in you.
I'll try. It's super hard to.
I'll let you think about it. Do
Good
you ever
questions
do you
from
rip
here.
boxes at all, or are you mostly just like you're a buy singles kind of guy?
From time to time, yeah. I'm trying to think what I opened most recently. I bought a few boxes of the Clearly Optic last year. I thought those were kind of cool.
Those are definitely cool.
I actually my dad, one of my dad's buddies, we've done two different things with him. The first time he went for about since we knew that my rookie cards were in Select, he pretty much went and bought every box of Select he ever came across, whether it was retail or hangers or blaster boxes, and we ripped all of them for probably over an hour, and we actually only pulled like one of my cards. It was crazy. But we opened up a lot of Select, and then once I was in, because since I'm an Optic, I'm obviously in Donruss too, and so we brought some Donruss boxes. I opened the first one, nothing crazy, but on just one of mine, none of mine. And then I opened the next box, and we all know that like in the Donruss packs, if you see like the redemption pack, I think it's either in that pack as the downtown, or it's like
Yeah, in the same box.
it's in the box, and so I'd seen it, watched some breaks and stuff, and so I saw the redemption card, and I was like, So then I pull my phone out and I like prop it up, and I keep ripping there, and I see like I pulled it out of 10 gold Devon A chain downtown.
Damn, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah, and so that was my first obviously everybody wants to pull one of each. Everybody wants to pull it downtown at least once. I almost chased like a case of Kaboom just because I love the art on the Kabooms this year. And so,
Dude.
but I realized how much of those Kaboom or the Absolute boxes are and cases are. And I was like,
Mhm.
maybe I'll just try to hit on a break or something because those are crazy. But
Yeah.
but yeah, the out of 10, gold 8 chain downtown, it's going for like I think 2K or 3K and like raw. So and none of them have been graded yet, and it's like it looks good. I need to send it off. I got it in my box. And once I get a big chunk of the Optic ones, I'm gonna send them all off and get graded. I'm definitely gonna get upcharged on that one. But I always
Yeah.
told myself I was gonna sell it just because I could care less about Dolphins. But it's like my first kind of case hit I've ever pulled. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
sometimes there's sentimental value there.
Yeah, might have to hold on to it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll
So
see.
you're in Select and Optic. If there was like maybe a dream set you could be in, like maybe Prism NT Flawless, or
Yeah.
maybe it's you want to be on a Kaboom or a downtown. What if you could have one card of yourself made to chase, what would it be?
Yeah, I mean, Prism obviously is like the one, like if not the biggest one out there. So that one would be really cool. And then I like I said just a second ago, like I love the new art on those Kabooms from this year. And so like if you almost look at the Tyler Shuck one, or like that
Yeah.
one, I guess that's the one that first comes to mind. I think it's saying stuff, but like that art, and then somehow do a kicker one of that, like that'd be some good stuff. I'd probably have to I'd probably go, if I could pick one, I'd probably throw myself on a Kaboom. And then if I could throw myself in a product, it'd have to be and it'd probably be Flawless actually. That'd be wild. I don't think I have any business being in Flawless with the names that are in
Hey,
there, but that'd be pretty neat.
someday, dude, someday, but with probably not actually, because Panini's losing the license and Topps is going to be taking over.
Yeah.
Do you have, I mean, how did that work your rookie year? Like, did you have to sign a thing with Panini that you were going to be in their products, or is it just through the NFLPA or?
Yeah, I was getting on I reached out to Panini probably 5 different times my rookie year trying to get that because obviously everybody, like I said like earlier, everyone wants to be a product. And I had everybody asking me like, did I have like say everybody has a sticker auto? Like you see some names, you're like, what? You know? So I was like, there's no way I can't get one of these. So finally I got through to my marketing guy to get through the right guy. So we got that set up. But that even wasn't until like the summer before my second year. So I reached out to Panini multiple times and didn't even get anything back. So I was like, there's no way that I'm not, I will hound them. I'll do them for free. You know what I mean? Like I will hound them until I get a sticker deal. And we got one. But yeah, that was like a process. Yeah, that was
So
something
they
I was
put
like,
you in select.
yeah.
They can just do that with
But
anybody
yeah,
in the
but I
NFL. They
had
don't have
no
to have a
idea. Yeah, I had
contract with
no
you or
idea.
anything.
Yeah, I had no idea I was in there because you're part of the NFLP. Like I have,
Hmm.
actually have the sweatshirt on. You're a
Yeah,
part of
yeah.
the NFLPA, and so actually when they like Panini technically pays the PA and the PA pays you. That's kind of how it works. That's just kind of like a little fun fact about the inner workings of it. But yeah, so like you're part of the PA, which means you're part of like the group licensing deal, and then those group licensing, like the licensing agreement, obviously that Topps is getting, though that is then basically sold to a price for or to Panini, and then those like all and you gotta think all the different group licensings, Madden, jersey sales, little Funko, like literally anything that has a likeness of an NFL player that has the PA stamp on it. All of those monies are put into one account, and those are split up between everybody in the league. So like they call it the Madden check every year, where you get like your chunk of the group licensing agreement.
Very interesting. So everyone gets like the same percentage, or is it
Yeah.
bigger percentages for bigger
No, I
bigger
mean, so
players?
I think jersey sales, you get however many like jersey sales you are, because that's obviously just you. But like when it comes to like Madden or the Funko Pops or Panini or like literally anything, plates, stickers, like all that stuff. If that has the PA sticker on it, then it's probably thrown into that big chunk that's then split up with everybody.
Very interesting.
Yeah, which is good for me because obviously there's a
Yeah,
lot
right.
more Mahomes stuff and stuff out there. My chunk would be about this big versus with other guys. So it works for me, and that's just I guess that's technically the way it should be. That's why it's called a group licensing agreement.
Yeah, I'm sure the players that are taking up more of that, like Mahomes, doesn't necessarily need the PA
Nah,
money
yeah,
anyway. So
he's doing just fine.
that's actually super interesting. So Topps is taking over the licensing, and I think they get the NFLPA stuff as well. So I mean, have you tried to reach out to them? Are you gonna try and be in some Topps products as
I
well?
need to. Yeah, I know some. I know a guy that's like kind of like almost like Fanatics, because obviously Fanatics owns Top. So I think he's
Hmm.
Fanatics is like their like athlete relations type guy. So I've been in contact with him. He sent me some stuff before. Um, and so yeah, trust me, when that license comes around, I'll be on him too. Just like maybe he don't know it's coming yet, but
We need a Topps Chrome Sapphire groupie
yeah,
auto.
dude, Topps Chrome. Obviously, we all know Topps Chrome is cool from back in the day. So it's kind of, I guess I was a little bummed when Panini lost it before I really understood. And I mean, I guess it's the nature of business, but yeah, it's gonna be, who knows? I mean, I know they got some stuff cooked up, but I don't have anything with them yet. I guess is what I'm saying, but I'll definitely be chasing that. They're gonna have some good stuff coming out.
Yeah, that'll be pretty exciting. All right, did you think of a question? Give you some time.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I wanted to go on to off the field stuff. I know that you're a big fisherman. I know you're big. You like hunting. I know you do duck hunting, and I saw you went golfing with a bunch of other kickers. Is there anything else that Blake does on his free time that
No,
I'm surprised about?
I'll play some video games every once in a while. I guess if you think you're talking about other stuff other than that.
Any favorites?
Like obviously like I was in college when like Fortnite eventually like and they originally dropped. So like I mean we all were doing that. But I haven't played that in forever. But like obviously your Fortnite, your Call of Duties, play a little FIFA. I'll play Madden every once in a while. But like I'll be real honest, like I don't know football like that. So like I'll just pick whatever Madden's recommended plays. Like coach's suggestions. But yeah, I mean, I'll play some stuff. It's just with buddies. Honestly, at the end of the day, like if you got your group of buddies that's playing, it don't even matter like what game it is. But I'm not a huge gamer by any
Quote of the
means.
day from NFL player is, "I don't know football like that."
Yeah, I don't know football. Like I try to like you see like some of those streamers like Kurt Bernard or whatever the name is.
Kurt
Like, dude,
Benkers.
he'll sit there and like break down the Madden defense, and I'm just like,
they're on another level.
yeah, right. I'm
obviously.
running stretch right and 4 verticals. Like that's just what we're gonna do, you know.
Yeah, the halfback toss.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, screens, but yeah. So I mean, I'll play whatever is with buddies, but yeah, I do like a lot of hunting and fishing. I was fishing yesterday, so that's the cool part about Louisiana. There's all kinds of stuff you can chase down around here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a great question, dude.
Yeah.
You got any other?
That's some good stuff there.
Down there.
Ask him if he's getting any better at Clash.
Gotta figure out something that we
Yeah,
haven't.
you getting any better at Clash?
No.
It's
No,
not.
still-
It's
I-
not.
Clash
Blake's-
Royale fell off.
It's
Blake
not
is
that.
2-0
It did.
against me. It's not great.
It did fall off bad.
And once they put the heroes in there, it was over.
Yeah,
Bad deal.
I can't catch up.
It's all right.
Two pay to win.
It is
Yeah.
too pay to win. And
We won't hold it against
that's
you.
the problem. That's why I needed to get off.
That's funny. Well, you got anything else?
I don't got anything else.
You got any questions for us or anything you wanna add?
And it's good timing. My iPad's at 6% here, so if I drop off, that's what
Perfect.
it is. But we'll write it out.
No, we're wrapping up anyways.
Yeah,
man. I
we'll write
appreciate
it
you
out.
Coming on.
We'll write it out.
been,
Question. I guess like what's your favorite like product to rip? You know, what I mean, like obviously everybody like Burt Breaks is known for like, you know, the back wall. Like everybody's always talking about the back. I mean, like I've come across like some streams some days where like it is like insane. Like I mean, you have like either every case hit or something crazy back there. Like so, like what's your like favorite product to rip?
Yeah, I mean, I like to get right to the hits. So, you know, even products like Prism or Optic where you got to rip 20 packs to get through one box.
Yeah.
Those ones sometimes take like it's still fun to rip them, but
Yeah.
I like choice boxes, like ripping Prism Choice or Optic Choice or Topps Chrome Breakers Delight or just those quick hitters that you can rip 10 of those boxes in the time you can rip one regular box. That means you're going to get 10 times the hits. I love seeing as many cool cards as possible, so just being able to rip really anything that doesn't like ripping Donruss is fun to
That
rip
was
on
on
your
your
own time.
Yeah, that was
But when you're
tough.
ripping in a break, it's like you got to rip through so many cards.
Yeah. Yeah, even when I was just breaking that one box, like opening it up on my own, like dude, it took me like 20 minutes just to open up all those packs. And then you open like
that's
like you
crazy.
said, like Optic Choice or whatever, and like you open up the pack and it's like nothing but color, and you're just looking at like you don't even know what all these different colors are, but it's like, you know,
You're
obviously
basically
those
just skipping all the bad stuff, just getting right to the good stuff.
yeah, and so but yeah, I'd almost rather do it that way as well. Like I think it was either you or Hunt that was opening up Optic Choice, and it's pretty cool. Hunt will do player breaks or whatever.
I love
But
those.
he just like you can't buy Blake Grupe at Hunt's breaks. It's just like if one of mine gets pulled, he just sends it to me. All I got to do
That's
is go
awesome.
like I'll go pick something out of the shop, you know, so they got a shipping label, they can send it to me. But
That's amazing.
yeah, nobody's chasing me over there at Hunt's breaks. He'll send me
I
my
bet you
stuff.
I mean, between our community and his community, there's a lot of people that like you. I'm sure there actually would be someone that would pay a premium.
Oh yeah, no,
for the Blake
there
Grupe
definitely
spot.
is. There's some guys that like one of their mods over there. He's asking, but he's got some stuff, so they're always like, you know, they would definitely be on that if they could. But I mean, think about how many packs and boxes and cases that like you guys as streamers go through, let alone like, you know, you're one of the biggest, if not the biggest, on TikTok, and so you like think about how many you go through. You know, I'm bound to come across. You know, you're bound, I guess, come across one of my good number ones at least once. You know, like
I've probably pulled 5 to 10 numbered groupies
Yeah.
so far.
yeah, and like Sarah, one of the one-on-one stories out of Select, like the disco. Once I made that Instagram, somebody basically was in her chat, had seen my chase, was in her chat, remembered that like way back when she was opening H2 Select, that they pulled my one-on-one. Told her, she was like, "Oh, it's off at PSA, and once it gets back, we'll reach out to him." So then all of a sudden I get a message from Sarah, you know, like Sarah Rips. I get a message from her like, "Hey, you know, we have your disco, whatever," and like it's crazy, you know. And so like that's that reach that like the community has, and like even like my gold vinyl 101 that got pulled. I think it was like a Triple Diamond or whatever their name is. I think it's Triple Diamond. And like one of the guys in the room, like the guy that was breaking it, he opens it. One of the guys, because they had gold vinyl, they were sweating it. I felt so bad. They were like, "Dude, is it downtown? Is it downtown?" They were getting all hyped up, and it was me. But they were all in there, and then one of the guys was in the room watching them, you know, sweat it. As soon as they pulled it and saw it, he immediately knew that like I'm a buyer, like I'm a collector, that like he'll probably buy that card. And then they put it on eBay, and I have the Blake Grupe 101 like notification on there if something gets posted. And like it was, from the time that got probably like put up for sale on eBay So then I got the notification to where I instantly bought it. It was probably less than 60 seconds, if not like maybe 90. Like, so that thing was out there, like, and gone like that. But that's the cool part of, like, I feel like I have like a little group of minions out there. I got like a whole army that's just like searching for my stuff. And so that's the good part about there being so much product, as well as, like, they're all right sending me the one-to-one as long as I send back like an auto of, another one, so that's the cool part of, like I said earlier, way back, like, connecting with people.
That's awesome. Well, fair, and I hope you enjoy this when you watch it back. Blake, appreciate you coming on, dude. I thought that was an awesome episode. You gave us a lot of really cool insight right there. Any final messages?
No, man. Appreciate you guys. Go, if you guys are listening, go check out my card Instagram. You got a little at Groupie.collect. Go a little shameless plug there. But I try to post cool stuff, like, if I'm trading with somebody, or if I pick up one of my big cards or anything that I'm doing, I try to share it over there. That's kind of like where I connect with people in the hobby. So
and if you find any of the big optic 101s,
if you find
the select FOTL Tiger,
please, if you have a case, if you got a case of FOTL Select, like 23 Select, go ahead and just open that bad boy. You ain't chasing CJ Stroud. Go see if you got a Tiger. Go see if you got
chase a groupie Tiger.
Go take a groupie Tiger, man, and then name your price, because you're probably gonna get it. That's the only one I have left. So, awesome. Appreciate you guys having me,
man. Appreciate you having us, or appreciate you coming on with us. And go Colts.
All right, man. Appreciate you guys. Take care, Ferret. Hope you hear this later.
See you, man.
Yeah, later, guys.
Dude, you can't hear nothing.
Dude, it was silent. It was silent.
That's so weird.